And if you're just joining us, Steve Kerr on with us last hour, and here is specifically what he had to say in reaction to what Draymond said last night about the chemistry.
Every season is different, and for Draymond, last year was a tough year in a lot of ways, but he'll be the first to admit that he created some of that himself. And so I think, this team has responded in a lot of ways to where we went wrong last year. And Draymond is at the forefront of that. I think he understands this year that he's got to be a better leader. I think he's doing a great job. I think from the summer on, he's really tried to get the troops together and really connect everybody and keep everybody's spirits up. So, yeah, last year was tough in a lot of ways, but, the great thing about adversity in sports, if you've got a veteran team, if you've got guys who are willing to learn from mistakes, then that's what we're doing. And we are all doing a better job of connecting the group and creating better chemistry.
Look, I think Steve Kerr's words right here on this show are going to help this entire conversation for people, because I did hear a lot of folks listen to Draymond last night, and if you didn't hear that, we'll play that for you in just a sec. But
you're saying that we're helping?
No, Steve is.
But we were part of it.
We provided the platform. Isn't that nice of us?
Look at this.
Steve called us and he's like, "Can I please come on today?
I have some things I need to get off my chest.
Yeah.
I want to do it with you, Mark, and Larry.
We need to shape the social media narrative on this, and I can only do it with you."
Right.
And so that's how this interview came together today. But here
I like
it is.
that. I love that. I love the fact that Steve didn't just go positive. He kind of referenced the tough part of it, which is that Draymond caused the upheaval to some degree.
To some degree, yeah, of course. And I think that I love that not only did he say that, but did you notice how he said, I think Draymond would be the first one to tell you?
Right.
Because what came out of last night, to many, I didn't have an issue with it. I think Draymond Green did learn his lesson. I really do. It doesn't mean he's going to stop talking. But when he said what he said last night, there was no sentence in there where he went, and look, a lot of that was on me. He didn't say that. He just said the chemistry sucked, and I didn't like coming to work. And so for many fans, that resonated as, here we go again. Draymond's not letting the past die, and he's pointing the finger at Jordan Poole. And so, Steve, these words, I do think are going to help redirect that by him saying, look, Draymond's well aware of the role that he played in this. I think that's all people want to hear.
I agree. They just want to hear some ownership. Some. Hey, you know what? I had a hand in this. Right?
Yeah. But the other side, which I would point to again, though, is that if you are one of the people who gets angry when Draymond talks, I almost feel like it's time for you to have a talk with yourself. And I don't mean that you're wrong. I just mean it's probably time to stop hoping that Draymond's going to say what you want him to say. He's not. It's literally the core of who he is to say the opposite of what you want him to say. He's honest. He's brash. He's out there. He's unafraid. He will be controversial. He'll push buttons and do all of those things. And he will never, ever, ever stop doing that no matter what. Because I believe if this wasn't the thing to stop him from doing it, nothing will.
But Steve's comments give us a glimpse into the behind the scenes, and there's the accountability there. And that's what I think people want to hear. It's okay to have a falling out. It's okay that things fractured. It's okay that he had a hand in it. Is he taking accountability? And it sounds like, at least we can take Steve at face value,
right,
that he is taking accountability.
Here's a portion of what Draymond said last night. Then we'll take some calls on it.
Last year was horse. It's hard to come to work. Y'all see me trying to do Clay's little paper airplane. It was hard to come to work. Not fun, And so this year you see the joy, on guys' face when they come in the building. You got guys like staying over 2 or 3 hours after, just sitting around talking, getting here 2 and 3 hours early just to be here. It's like you start to see that and you're like, okay, this is a group that likes being together.
Okay, so if you just landed here from Mars and heard that, you'd be like, why is everybody upset? That sounds great. Right. There's somebody who didn't like last year. He likes this year. It's actually rather obvious to all of us who watched. Last year looked fractured. So far this year doesn't. He's speaking to it. What's the problem?
Everything's hunky-dory in Warrior Land.
And I think it is. And so for me, everybody gets to take home with them whatever they want from that. If you want it to be about Jordan Poole, it can be about Jordan Poole. If you want to make it more about who's here now and give them credit for the fact that two of the most controversial bleep starters in the current NBA are now suddenly teammates and apparently kumbaya. Like, you can focus on that. There's a lot of different legs here. I understand. It's hard. It's hard not to look at this and go, okay, chemistry bad, Jordan left. Chris showed up, chemistry good. I don't think it's that A to B, but I get why it feels that way.
It's all being dropped on the feet of Jordan Poole, and that to me is unfair because in reality, what you've replaced is you brought in Pajemski, he's ready to play. You brought in Trace Jackson-Davis, he's ready to play. Corey Joseph, I thought one of the other takeaways from that interview that was interesting is Corey Joseph, according to Kerr, is a very, very much a key to their chemistry, which I don't know Corey's personality, but I thought that was interesting.
Yep.
Moody and Kuminga have grown up. GP2's healthy. Chris Paul's now here. You brought in Saric. Not only do they have experience, they have a little chemistry together. So that's kind of the other side of this. You know, the salacious part is Poole and Green and that whole thing. But in reality, there's the other side of it, which is equally important. You had 5 guys on your roster that were 22 or younger that really didn't contribute, weren't ready to contribute, and now you've got an entire bench full of guys that are ready to contribute. So, yeah, are you a year older? Yeah, but you're far deeper, and you don't have that drama. So, like, if you didn't have the drama, that would be good. But not having the drama and being far deeper, both of those are huge positives. And I think as the season plays out, the far deeper is going to be as important as the drama or the lack thereof.
Agreed. Yeah, I think there's some other pieces to this. We can keep discussing it. Let's welcome in some of the listeners. Mike and Hayward. Hey, Mike, you're on with Willard and Larry. What's up?
You guys, I think I was very impressed with the conversation that you guys are having today.
Thanks, man.
But I would say this: Draymond Green is responsible for a big portion of stuff, but I think what people are mislooking, so are the Golden State Warriors. Because that team that they had when they won the title, they got the right people. They got Belize, they had Porter, right? And Draymond and them, they feel comfortable with that squad, right? And they had chemistry, right? So then all of a sudden, they changed directions, and they started doing something different. See, I think the problem with that is that I think Draymond was probably saying, hey, look, it's going to be hard to win with what you guys helping us win with last year. It's almost like you asked us to do something that's never been done before. They win with a whole bunch of new guys, and we ain't got no vets, right? So the Warriors, for some reason, didn't do – they had a winning formula, but they didn't go right back to it. They went back to another direction. We're going to get now, you need young guys, but you got to have something similar to the formula that they had the year they won it, right? Because when you got those four core guys, they know darn well that who you bringing in is going to either help them win it or not, right? And so the Warriors are responsible. I don't know when you want to put the blame on it, but it ain't just Draymond. Draymond was telling him, Jordan Poole is blah, blah, blah. He's good, but the chemistry is not good, right? And then so that just kept on festering and festering, and then all the personality stuff came out, right? Jordan Poole he's into Jordan Poole. So if you have people like that in the locker room, right, and they're young and they're still learning, it affects everybody.
It's a problem. Right? Yeah, Mike, I agree with you, but here's where the focus to me is a little off. And we can get to this more coming up next. And your call's always welcome, 888-957-9570. I think when we talk about Jordan Poole and Draymond Green, a lot of people go, oh, those are the Warriors off the court issues. I think actually those are the Warriors on the court issues. And that's why this move needed to be made. And that's why it's so much better this year. It's not because of practice. It's not because Draymond punched Jordan. It's because of what Jordan would do during the games, not after the games.